Hey everyone, Mark here from Digital Groove Online and welcome back to this week's video. First, I want to apologise why I haven't had videos up over the last couple of weeks. I've been having severe audio issues and I just couldn't get it to record through OBS correctly, and there seemed to be an issue with some of the audio drivers, but now we're back online and just hopefully ready to get started into the next set of videos. This week what we're going to look at is clipping. I've had a few questions about loudness within mixes and how you get your mix loud enough and not overwork your limiter really at the end of the master chain. And one of the ways to achieve that, particularly within drums, so I'm going to focus around the drums today just to show you how we can use clipping as a way to reduce the gain and cut the transient spikes without distorting it. And that will give you a lot more headroom to play with, and overall we can bring that volume up and we're not slamming those transients into the limiter. Now, a limiter takes the transient peaks within the actual audio clip itself and sort of pushes them down, whilst a clipper sort of shaves off and uses saturation almost to cut the tops and transients of those peaks. And they have different sounds. I find that a limiter has more transparent, it's round, it's warmer, where a clipper would give you a lot more punch, and that's why I really like using it on drums. So I thought it would be good just to do a little bit of an explanation on that today and show you the difference with the real-time scenario in one of the projects that I'm working with at the minute with a client. Now, he has taken a style of Eli Brown, like a techno-y, trancey track, and he has taken a classic by CJ Boland, The Prophet, and we have sort of reworked that. So I'm going to give you a little snippet of this section within the track here, and maybe just a little bit towards the end as it drops as well. And it's just to show potential clients that are looking at this and want to reach out for one-to-one sessions that we don't just cover house music, we do trance, tech trance, house, all sorts of electronic genres. I even have one student who does a bit of hip hop, so we can sort of apply our techniques to anything, I suppose is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I'll just give you a quick listen through here. We'll just go to the drop as well, and then we're going to come back and we're going to look at those drums, and we're going to look at how we can clip those drums. And honestly, what we're looking for in the clipping stage is just, we're not going to hear anything audibly different. We're going to notice a difference in the level of sound, the loudness of it really. So let's have a listen to this first of all.
And give it to the poor. What difference does it matter what you own? You have gold and silver, it's going to rot. And that rot is going to eat away your heart. All of you. There will be a flood and there will be a fire. Everything will be destroyed, but there will be a new ark riding on that fire. And I hold the keys and I open the door and I decide who goes in and who doesn't. The world of God. 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 Come with me.
Okay, a nice sort of dark tech trance techno style track, and the actual build up itself is quite nice too. So let's have a listen to that as it drops here.
That belongs only to you. He does not an Israelite.
Really electronic, sort of buzzy saw sound there. And as it builds up here. Okay, really cool. Really enjoyed sort of working through that and helping him out with this project. So let's just come back to this part of the track where it was sort of almost at its most energetic part before the breakdown anyway.
And give it to the poor.
And we're going to focus really on the actual percussion part of it as well here. Generally in those percussive groups, you're going to have claps and snares and other things that would add transients. In this one, it actually doesn't really have too many of those, but there are transients in it. You can hear the spike of the open hat. You can also hear like a little clave or bongo type sound as well in the background. And just to demonstrate the purpose of clipping here, I'm going to use all my plugins. Neutron Clipper. Okay, so I'm going to drag that in here. Now there's plenty of free ones down out there as well. I'll try and link some in the descriptions. I think K-Clip do a free one. Sorry, my throat's very tickly. I haven't been well. And there's many others. There's soft clip inside Ableton you can use as well. So I just really like this one. It's visually really good and shows you basically the input, the output, how much you're ducking it by, and so on. So I'm going to play it as it is at 0, where there's nothing actually happening. The audio itself is passing through. Okay. So we can see the transients all here at the top. There's one a little bit higher. And then the lowest parts are sort of down here. So what we're looking to do is use the threshold here, and we're going to pull that down. So anything above this line will then start to be clipped. Okay, so I'm just going to pull that down. So now we're starting to see these little dips. Keep going a little bit more. Okay, so what I'm going to do now that I've just clipped it down here is hit the bypass button, and we're hoping that we don't hear too much of a change between the original sound. And as you can see, there is little to no difference in the sound, which is great. It's exactly what we want. It's not something that you audibly hear. But the last thing I want to point out to you here is this is the input on the left hand side, and this is the input after it starts clipping. Now when we're listening to this, we don't notice a difference in volume change. It sounds exactly the same loudness even when we bypass it. But the magic here, and we can show you on the group channel just after this as well, but I'm going to show you it visually inside the clipper. When we hit play, this is peaking around -5, -6. This one is peaking around -11, so you can see that this has pushed the volume down, which allows us in turn to bring that back up again within the mix. It gives us an extra couple of decibels of headroom. It's not pushing that into the limiter as well at the end of your master chain. We've made that a little bit quieter so the limiter doesn't have to work harder. Okay, so even with bypassing that, and these little subtle differences, I nearly said that right, just small amounts of the threshold being ducked gives you a good bit of headroom there as well, which is really good, because we don't want to push it down too much because you actually get proper distortion. So I'm going to show you that as well. You can hear the distortion. I think that's quite nice there. It shaves off those transients. It doesn't change the sound at all. And it gives us a little bit more extra headroom. So I'm going to just look at the actual percussion channel here overall as well. So we're going to reset the meter here by clicking on it. And I'm going to play it, and I'm going to turn the Neutron clipper off and on. And we'll just see the difference here. So with it off and hit play, we can see that it's peaking as a group around -5. I'm just going to, every time I click on that, it's resetting it and asking it to recalibrate it again. So it's going to be in and around each time we reset that. Okay. Now I'm going to turn the clipper on and then reset it again. So it's not -5 anymore, it's -11, -12. -6 back off, -12. Now we could come back off that a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to just -10 with it on, -5 nearly with it off. So it sounds the same in volume. It's bringing the overall channel volume down, ultimately pushing that over into the master channel, and those peaks are not hitting the limiter too hard at the end, which means we can get a louder master and a louder mix down. Now, I've just shown you that on a percussion group. You can apply that to all drums and all different sounds. And if I'm being honest, I've started to clip more even in my mastering chain rather than limiting. I think it gives a more punchier sound overall. I use I Am Pusher by Waves, Infected Mushroom, a really good mastering tool at the end of my master chain. And I leave it on clip mode rather than limiting mode, and I find that the mix downs and the actual overall masters are a lot more punchier, and you can put a limiter after that as well just to catch the tail end if anything creeps through. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that. It's just a short video today, just trying to get myself back into a little bit of a routine after having a few weeks of a nightmare with audio issues. But today I thought I would just show you how to get yourself more headroom in a mix. This will allow you to create louder mix downs, louder masters by using clipping within your actual tracks. And I would just generally clip the group channels really and just tame those sharp transients down. You could do it on the kick as well, just get a little bit off that, but just remember, don't push it too hard or you end up with distortion, So ultimately clipping takes the signal and chops it, gives it a little bit of saturation, where the limiter pushes those peaks down when it passes through the threshold, and it gives you different timbre, I suppose, where I think the limiter can be a little bit rounder, softer, where the clipping mode will allow you to have a lot more punch within your mix. So hopefully that's explained for you. It's something for you to play around with as well. There are free ones out there. I'll link them in the descriptions as well. Okay, so until next week, thanks for watching.